Hi, listeners of the Pettifoggers podcast. We are the Pettifoggers with the Bells of Steel. Cheers for Piers and Lollington. This week, we played Grounded. Go on, Bells. Tell us a bit about it.
Grounded is basically a survival co-op where if you imagine the movie Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, you are the kids that get shrunk and you are in the garden of a scientist basically trying to figure out what the hell has happened to you and how to get yourself back to normal size. What that entails is you will be facing many, many, many creepy crawlies and be figuring out how to build bases, armor sets, and tools to get your survival skills up. What does that also mean when I say bugs and creepy crawlies? I mean spiders.
There are other insects.
None inspires more fear, lol, than a spider.
I don't know. I didn't like the beetles. They were a little bit freaky. And the birds. The birds.
I didn't notice
aren't
the birds.
Yeah, but they were still scary.
Yeah, we like to keep them at a distance anyway. I think if the bird was in the game, we'd be dead very quickly. Very, very, very quickly, as opposed to...
There was a bird in the game.
Yep.
I don't
But it never attacked us. Never attacked us. Anyway, so that's the gist of the game that we played on. So yeah, what did you think of it then? Pierce.
I mean, I've played this before. I played this when it first came out in early access, which I think was like 2 or 3 years ago. So I played it a little bit with some friends, and yeah, it's sort of the first time revisiting it for a couple of years, and I was disappointed. I didn't feel like they'd actually added anything to it. So yeah, for me, it was a bit of a disappointment, but I still would enjoy playing it based on how it is. I just think that more should have been done since it was first released. So it sort of it tarred my experience a little bit, but it was still good, just not as good as I was expecting, I guess. But that just comes from playing the game before.
You've played it before, haven't you, Bells?
Yes, and I have to say I enjoyed my experience of. I didn't play it. I played it solo the first time. I played it on my own, and let me just say, with having a pair of views about, completely different experience for me because I knew how long it took me to do anything. My first playthrough of it. I would say I'm the same as Pierce. I haven't played it in a wee bit. Coming back to it, I don't see a lot changing. You still start out with the starting tools. With how long the game has been out now, you'd like to see them progressing more. I did hear there was an update. Now, I have to go and look at actual notes as to what was added to it. But I did have to say what really made my experience this time around was actually just playing with few pair. I'm experiencing the co-op ability, where you're working together, you're building a base together. I've played very few. Any survival game I've played, I've always been playing it on my own because it's easier just to go and try it straight away. Also, I love storyline, so I would go in and just try and find out as much as you can about the story of the game and how it goes. Yeah. So I have to say, I thought Alpha was pretty cool, but yeah, it's pretty much the same as last time I played. You have to try and progress and get the better tools, fight bugs, get armor from bugs, analyze it, move on, that way.
See, I've never played it before, and I found it. I don't know whether this is because you guys have played it before. I found it difficult to follow what was going on to begin with. I was it was moving very quickly, and I don't know whether that's because I've just never played it on my own to follow the storyline. But I had no idea what was going on.
I think that was probably down to us. I think we sort of raced through the first bit because we've done it before. So that was probably on us.
Yeah, no, 100% that would be on us. We knew what the first couple of seconds entails and where you're wanting to go, that way.
That's the first time you guys have never blamed my skill level. Bravo,
skill level was poor, but so yeah, I guess to sort of shed light on what it is, you're 4 kids. It's 4-player co-op. We just played it with the 3 of us, but there's 4 kids, and you all get shrunk down, and you're in the garden, like Belle said, and there's loads of insects and whatever. And yeah, you have to build a base. You build tools by collecting rocks and like sprigs and whatever else, and you can go and collect little mushrooms and eat them, and then once you've got tools, you can chop down grass and whatever else, and then you can build weapons and kill the insects and then use their dismembered heads to build bats and stuff. That's basically the aim of the game, and then the story side of things is you're trying to find equipment to be able to build something to bring you back to a real life size rather than staying miniature. So that's I guess what the game is about. And then yeah, so just to shed some light on it, I don't think we really went into detail of what the story was about, which I guess could sort of capture some people. But yeah, I've never played the game.
There is more to it, but you don't want to give a load of it because it is like very spoilery, because as you progress you will get cassettes and stuff that will give you more insight as to the story behind the game.
You've lost your memory, haven't you? So you can't. Your character doesn't know what's happened to them.
I don't remember.
Okay, so yeah, so your character's lost its memory. It doesn't know what's happened to cause them to shrink, and then you discover more and more info on the way through the game. But
like you discover that's a side effect of resizing.
Yeah, I think I really enjoyed it. I tell you, it gave me like very chilled, relaxed vibes. So I was thinking about like when I play Minecraft or games like that where I just sit back and relax so much. You'd think like a story-based game is going to have less of that, but it was very, very chill. I could sit there for hours just like not following the storyline whatsoever and building, and which is a nice aspect to it.
The thing I really enjoy about the game, and I did the first time I played it as much as I did this time, the game developers have done an absolutely fantastic job on building the map and making sure you understand this perspective and size scale of where you are to where everything else is. It is absolutely fantastic. Like from discarded trash that you wouldn't think about, or bottle caps and stuff, and the size difference between you and them, to everything in the background as you're running through is blurred, but until you focus on it, then it will come into sharp relief, and then you're like, oh, holy crap, that is far away. Like you can see some of your buildings from and I only discovered this time around. You can literally, when you go to sleep, there will be a panoramic view around different parts of the garden, and as we built a base, you could see our base being built into what seemed like a pretty big base to us, pretty good size to build from, was tiny on what it was, where it was on the map, really, which I thought, I loved it. I thought it was absolutely brilliant, really was. Because maps make a difference to me, as well as like the skybox, and as Lol, you said earlier about the birds and stuff. I didn't notice a bird the first time I played, but there's stuff going on there around the place. When you started running around, going to different places, interacting with different creatures. Like I believe you went all the way over to the other side of the map. We had no idea where you were, and then you were finding new creatures.
I like exploring. I love exploring and running off. So yeah, I'll never stay in one spot for too long.
It is a really cool looking game as well. To be fair, as you said, how they've done it is impressive. There are a lot of bugs in the game though that we found, didn't we?
Yes, well, building, you had a few
mainly
issues
ants
with building.
and beetles and ladybirds. So many bugs.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Completely walked into it. Oh, you upset.
That's awful.
No, there was a couple of things that we found that were a little bit sticky. I wouldn't really call it bugs, but I think there's things that they could do to make the quality of the game better. Like we just said about building the walls, they don't click together. Not all the time. They mostly do if you're putting them in a line or at a 90-degree angle. But when you try and put it at a 45-degree angle, it doesn't always match up, and that's a little bit annoying. And the height can change. So yeah, that could be better. And there was one point where I went to find some raw science, which is stuff that sort of is lying around the map that you go and collect. I saw some down in a little puddle bit, so I went down there to get it, and then couldn't get back up, and we all ended up down there. You two died to some ants that we weren't ready to fight yet because we had nothing. And then I spent 20 minutes trying to get myself out, where I had to like walk through 2 solid walls to get out. So that was a little bit annoying. I think the amount of time that this game has been in early access and it's full release now, right?
That I'm not sure about.
Either way, the amount of time that they've put into developing the game, they should have fixed things like that by now, because we can't be the only ones that have gone down into that area and got stuck. So yeah, things like that I think should have been fixed by now. But yeah, they were the only 2 things I can think of that frustrated me when I was playing. I think everything else was pretty smooth, but yeah, there didn't seem to be a lot of changes to the last time I played it. The only thing I can think of is what you just mentioned about when you go to sleep, it pans around and shows you the map and you can see your base. That was, I think, about the only thing. There might have been an extra bug that wasn't there when I played it previously, and I think that might have been it, as in an insect.
I've literally not answered because I was like, is he trying to catch me again? Just to answer your question, by the way, it was fully released on the 27th of September 2022. So it's been released over a year now, fully released.
I tell you what I didn't really like about it to begin with was I felt like there was a lot on the screen. There was just, the screen is really busy and I felt like there was a lot going on. And I feel like I'm a bit minimalist. Like, let me turn off the quests, or let me turn things off so that I don't have so much and I can actually enjoy what the game looks like a little bit more. Would have been nice. Maybe you could do that, but I didn't find that you could.
Yeah, I think one thing worth noting as well was there are different levels of difficulty you can have. I think we were on like medium or moderate, but I think you can do it easy, so you don't have to worry about your hunger and thirstiness. You don't have to worry about eating or drinking. I think that's an option. I think it used to be an option. Whether it still is or not, I'm not 100%. But yeah, there's different difficulties you can set it to, and we were on moderate. So I think if you do want an easier time of it, you could probably do that. Whatever else.
Are there collectibles in the game as well, though? I know you said about the cassettes, but are there other collectibles like that you have to find around the map or anything like that?
You can find wristbands which give you like extra abilities and things, I think. So maybe more stamina.
Yeah,
or
armor sets will affect.
To get hungry.
Yeah, like armor sets will affect you. So like this is why, like, obviously I knew from the first time I played. So I basically, when I first time played being on my own, I would always go for the ant armor sets because the ant armor set would give you a carrying bonus. So instead of carrying 5 planks of grass, you can now carry 11 planks. So for an individual person, it made more sense to be able to increase your carry capacity to build more at one time. Yet I've also just discovered when we were playing through this time that if it was on a pallet, then you could just click craft on the walls and it would immediately take it from the pallet source as such. Yeah. Just handy. That's just a few wee handy things seem to be added. I don't know if that was in the last time I played, or same, was it in the game from when you played? That way, Pierce. It's a very different thing.
Yeah, I don't think it was, but I mean the pallet thing we would always just have in the base, so you'd sort of just walk over and pick it up, and so it's not a massive difference, but yeah, I guess for quality of life or whatever you want to call it on the game, it's handy. So yeah, a few things like that good, but I don't know if there's any more planned updates. There was one not long ago, that's why we played it. But yeah, I couldn't really see what that update was. It looked like it was a thing called Playgrounds or something, and I don't know if that's like maps that other people have made, or I don't know. We didn't really look into it because it didn't really seem too substantial. Yeah,
didn't understand enough, and with LOL not having played the game before, I'm happier that we've done the fresh playthrough. Just jumped into it again. Had a go. I think I'm happy to play more of it. I feel like I can't remember how far I got into the game. I may increase the level of arachnophobia on my game, but we'll see.
Have you got it set
You're
to low?
getting brave now, Bells.
Such a baby.
You brave.
I'm an arachnophobe. I don't like spiders. I don't like them. I don't like one that leers over me.
Yeah.
To be fair, I'm not bothered about spiders, but the spiders in this game, sometimes you will just whip around and they will be there in your face, and it is actually genuinely quite terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
But funny at the same time.
Have to have a laugh at it when you die to them.
No, I didn't die once.
I died, but not to bugs. I just died to my own thirst.
No, you died to ants.
Oh, yes, I did die to the ant the first time, and then I died to thirst twice.
I would call that your own stupidity.
Skill level.
But it's a game that I've been wanting to play again for quite a while, so I'm glad we got around to it. And as you said, I think it'd be quite cool to carry on a little bit. I didn't get too far through the story when I played it because it was early. It was literally as it was first released on Game Pass as early access. So I think we played through a little bit and then we restarted because an update came out and whatever. So I never really got too far through. So it'd be interesting to see actually how that story develops. Because there's other bits. I remember when I played it before, you can sort of get into swimming and going under the pond, and there's some quests and stuff you have to do under there. So that's where I got to last time. So there's definitely more to it than we experienced. We were still very much early on in the game. So it'd be good to sort of get into it and play it a bit more. But
100%. I think like it's the same as any survival game. When you're going into a survival game, it's always going to be a grind at the start. You're trying to build in. So I feel like I appreciated more this time because I knew what all I was trying to get and I knew where I was going. So I did have more of an appreciation of, as Pierce said, the storyline in it. I'm fairly confident this time there was voice acting in it with regard to a robot you meet. And I was just like very surprised because I'm near sure I had to read all that. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was a long speech that robot gives.
I went away and came back and I was like, "You're still here." I got fed up and just ran off because I was just like, "I can't be asked."
I'm pretty sure it's always had voice acting on that bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember last time. Maybe I didn't have audio up the right way or something. But I'd far rather listen to the voice acting.
Yeah, and there was always sort of voice quips from the characters that you play as well,
which I liked because you interacted. I didn't know that. I didn't know there was interaction. It was brilliant. Loved it.
Yeah, I immediately chose the character I wanted to be because the little nerdy blonde kid does my head in. So I didn't want to be him. I wanted to be Max, and I left the little nerdy blonde kid to you, Bells. So.
happy to be the nerdy blonde kid.
Yeah, he probably quips about World of Warcraft all the time or something.
So he loves it. He loves it. Yeah.
What did you? Do we know? So, in terms of price, obviously we got lucky. It's on Game Pass, so we played it for free. It's actually £35 to buy even now. So if you don't have Game Pass, I feel like £35. If it was like £20, I think I'd be happy because I do feel like I sit here now and think actually we only did a few hours on it. I could quite easily go back and play some more. I'd be happy. I maybe even go back and do it single player as well so that I can experience a bit more of like the storyline and stuff like that, whereas like more co-op I think I'd probably enjoy the building and stuff more. £35 I think seems a little bit steep. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I would argue that £35 is probably right for it. I'm just looking on Game Pass at the minute, and it's saying that the main story will take 22 hours to complete. So it is quite a substantial game. If you want to do the main story and the extras, it's 70 hours. If you want to be a completionist, it's 93 hours. So there's a lot of time you can put into it. And I think for a co-op game, don't think there's many co-op sort of story games out there. So I think if you've got a few mates and you want to play a game once a week or a couple of times a week for however many weeks, then this is up there. I can't think of many others that would really rival it in that sense. So I think £35 probably quite a fair price. You can probably pick it up on like other websites for cheaper, or in Steam sales or whatever for cheaper, or just get Xbox Game Pass and get it on there.
I would agree with Pierce on that stance when it comes to the price point. Purely because I know how far I got into it before. I assume they have added to it. Maybe they've added more to the mid to the late game. Maybe not so much done with the early game. But I would happily pay that amount of money, knowing the amount of time I have invested into it. Unless does Xbox Game Pass tell you how much time you spent on a game? You know.
You can figure it out somehow,
yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. So I literally only did. How long did we play for? We played for 2 hours.
A couple of hours, 2-3 hours.
Yeah, so I didn't really experience a lot of the game. So I don't know. We'll see.
You basically dipped a toe into the grounded pond.
Should we go in for some ratings?
Well, I mean, let's see if we play it again first.
Okay. Well, I've already said I would play it again. I'm already thinking of playing it again. What about you, Piers?
Yeah, same. I'm down to play it again at some point, so that'd be good. But it all depends on Bells because it's on his server. So if he says he's not playing it again, then we're sort of
we are screwed, aren't we? Because you can never pull him off bloody World of Warcraft.
It doesn't matter about me now because I said
perfect.
This is a fun.
So if we go through to ratings, then. You just said
yes, I will play it again.
You.
Here's the thing I've got to tell you. It is a fun thing when it comes to hosting because as Pierce is raised up, it is very annoying when your friends don't go back onto a game. However, there is an option on Grounded, which they have added, where you can have save files saved to everyone's file that they jump onto the world. So each of you has a copy.
Ah.
That interests me. If you left Bells and me and Lols carried on without you, if you fired it up the next day without us, would you have our save file?
I believe that it would work out that your save file, as long as one of you is hosting it, your save file would overwrite mine, or it'd probably just take the most up-to-date save file because it'll all be tied on the same one.
Well, if we ever fall out, I'm going to go on there and just ruin everything. And then save it so you guys can't play it anymore.
Have like 18 spiders in the base.
Yeah. So ratings. Go on then, Lars. Kick us off.
I'm going to give it a 7 because it was interesting. I liked the concept. I do feel like I didn't give it enough time. I do feel like I want to go back and play some more. And I really did like the map. It was really good. It was an interesting concept, and I loved the film. And He Shrunk the Kids, so it was nice. It felt like I was playing the game version of that. So yeah.
Yeah, worth noting it isn't actually affiliated to the film, but there is a sort of a kick of nostalgia in there because it does feel like it, and I think everything is sort of a bit 90s themed. I think.
Yep.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
So it does give you a nostalgia kick, which is nice as well, as you've mentioned. Bell's gone then hits with a rating.
I'm going to give it 9 out of 10. 100%. I think it's a brilliant game. Is it same as any game, survival game? You got to enjoy the survival genre where you grind and build to it. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10 purely because I think it is a very good game. It's a beautiful game. It's a nostalgia feelings that you get with it. The gameplay is great. The different amount of cosmetics that it has build-wise. Now, I'm talking both to my experience at this time and my previous time playing it. I just think it's a very, very enjoyable game. Here's.
Yeah, I'd probably go for 7 as well. Same as Lowell's. It is a very good game. If you and some mates have got Game Pass and you're looking for a game to play, absolutely jump on this. You can waste a load of hours just not even doing the story, like Lowell's mentioned earlier. It's fun just to build a base and go and chop bits of grass down, and it is a really enjoyable game. I think I would have rated it higher if more had been done since I played it last. It's been a long time since I played this game, and I don't feel like there's been much improvement. So yeah, that has left a bit of a sour taste in my mouth for that. But yeah, it's still a really good game. Yeah, I want to play it. So, yeah, 7 seems fair.
Brilliant.
Sweet. Okay, so are we moving on to what games are coming out next?
What have we been playing?
We normally leave that till the end, don't we?
I don't know. I can't ever remember.
Wow. Okay, well let's do what games are coming out next week first. Anyway, we might have mixed it up, but let's just do what we want, eh?
We're living wild.
Let's just do what we want.
Okay. I saw a game that I'm very intrigued to play called Forest Grove. It's a single player, but it's a murder mystery about a missing teenage heiress. So it does sound quite interesting. It's discounted on Steam at the moment, so I might snap that up and give that a go. And then the only other thing that I saw, I don't know whether you guys saw anything else, is Last Train Home, which is like a strategy game. So you might like this, Bells. I don't know, maybe. It's but it's about leading an army on a homebound train or something or another. So, but it sounds like it isn't, but it kind of looks along the lines of Age of Empires and those kind of games.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Well, we mentioned this last week as well.
Maybe, but that's coming out this week. So
I think that's because last week I don't think there was anything coming out.
So there was nothing.
But yeah, it seems that sort of time of year that not a lot is coming out because they know that no one's really got much money until the new year. So yeah, I think it's a little bit light at the minute. But yeah, all right, there's a couple of games in. Right, what have you two been playing? Bells, will start with you because we already know the answer. Actually, I already know the answer for both of you. You've been playing World of Warcraft and GeoGuessr. Should we just move on?
I've been playing Minecraft too.
Oh, you played a bit of Minecraft yesterday. That is true.
I played a bit of COD. I played COD with you. Not well, I will say. And oh god, I got absolutely rinsed. Your lobbies are horrendous, Pierce. Honestly,
my lobbies really are horrible.
And really, do you know, like, I give you stick, be like, oh, your lobbies are bad. No, they're grim. They're grim. I think in one of them, like, you had decent kills, like 20, 25. I think I had 6. I was like, I've really tried.
Yeah, I would just like to point out that when I play with you, the lobbies are much easier as well. Like when I play, they're even worse.
Oh god!
That's the whole point. And him jumping in the Discord chat, he's just there and he's playing COD, and he sits there and he moans and moans and moans, and I'm like, "Do you want me to join your lobby?" And he's like, "Yes, please."
Yes, I very much always want you to reverse boost me so I can actually kill someone. But yeah, so I'm really looking forward to when the new Warzone comes out, so you two can just both reverse boost me, and I can absolutely clean up. That will be fun. Anything else, or is it? Yeah. Anything other than what was mentioned then?
I have a game I'm looking forward to. It's going to be released on the 5th of December. Return to Moria, it's called.
Lord of the Rings one.
It's the Lord of the Rings one. It's very similar genre as Grounded. It's a survival game where you play a dwarf back to Moria. So I'm looking forward. I'm definitely going to look into that. I'm never someone that gets a game on release because I always feel like I've been gypped too many times where it'll be a buggy mess. So I like to wait, but I keep an eye on it. So that's a game I'm looking forward to. But as Pierce said, I'm flat out playing World of Warcraft.
I did see that has been one of the most wishlisted on Epic for quite some time as well. I noticed that a few months ago. So yeah, I'm interested to see that as well. I did see someone playing it on Twitch the other day though. So I don't know if there's like an early access that people have.
It must be.
Yeah, maybe we'll have a little watch of that later and see what's going on. I did give you two a lot of stick for playing the same games over and over again. I have played nothing other than Call of Duty this week. So.
How's some camo skins going? How many goals?
20 something goals at the minute. I've got maybe 10 more to do. So I'll get there. I've sort of lost a little bit of enthusiasm for it. So I'm not playing it as much. But yeah, I've not played anything else. So
I think it's the same as like there's nothing wrong with like playing a game and enjoy. Like if you enjoy the game, like I think it's just you're going to be on it. If games have you hooked, a game has you hooked. But I feel like you'll always go through waves and motions. Like as you know, I'm addicted to World of Warcraft. I have not played this game for 13 years, but I'm hooked again on it because I fell out of love with it, and I'm back on it. You know what I mean? Like
you played it back when you were about 30.
Yes, about when I was 30. Yeah, back in the old days.
Right, guys. So next week or next episode, we're gonna review Human Fall Flat. So that will be the next episode. And guys, would you believe it? Piers has
Bells is going to do the outro, and Bells has decided he is going to do it in mime. And we said, Bells, this is a podcast. Mime probably isn't the best thing to do. And he said, no, I'm going to do a sound mime. So we said, Bells, that's just talking. He said, no. This is very special. It's something that's never been seen or heard before. This is an audible mime. So crack on, Bells.
Really just to throw people there. So this is my audible mime. Thank you very much for tuning in to the Pettifoggers podcast. We hope you enjoyed. We hope to catch you on the next one. If you have any games you'd like us to review, or if you enjoyed the podcast and would like to give us a like, a thumbs up, and a subscribe.
Like and a thumbs up. They sound like
exactly like in your heart. Please do. And any games you want us to review, or if you have any opinions on what we've shared with you today, leave them down in the comments below.
Also, any compliments. If you want to pay us any compliments, that'd be nice. Christmas is a tough time of the year, so any compliments are very welcome.
Piercy, is this a cry for help? Piercy, good?
I just need some love.
We love you, Pierce. We love you.
Not from you two. Fucking hell. Alright, see ya.
Bye.
Bye.